up, guys? It's Droopy out the weather. We're back here with another video. And today we're installing a block heater cord. Let's get to it.
Yeah, so today we're installing a block heater cord on our 2018 Ram 2500 with the Cummins 6.7. So all of the Cummins 6.7s are going to have the block heater already installed. They just don't all have the cord. It must have saved them a few dollars to not put the cord on all of them. You have to have the cold weather package to actually get the cord. We are planning on being in some cold weather. We're going to be out around South Dakota in the middle of March. It's going to get kind of chilly out there, so I wanted to go ahead and put this block heater cord on there just to give us a little peace of mind and a little more insurance that our truck might start a little bit easier for us out there. Basically, all it is this little connector. It's a little two-prong connector. It's going to plug on and then screw on to the block heater. Very simple. The block heater is not in the most easy to get to location. It's kind of up beside the oil filter. When I was researching on how to install this thing, I saw that most people were pulling the filter, all your air filter tubing out that goes down to the turbo, pulling all this out. I'm going to try to do it from underneath without taking this out, and if I can do that, it's going to be a super easy installation. I can reach in there, I can feel the cover that's over the block heater that you have to remove to put this on. So we're going to give it a shot and see what happens.
Yep.
So I've got the wheels turned all the way out here to the right. If you were doing this while you were changing the oil, it would be much easier. So you can see the oil filter in there, and the block heater is located just up and to the left of that. Let me see if I can see if we can see it in here. Got a light in here, and right there is there's our block heater. So you can see where it's at in relation to the oil filter. Right there, that little black cover is what we're going for. I'm thinking I can reach in there and grab it, get the cover off, and come in from under here and screw our block heater cord in. So we'll try it. Alright, so we got it off. It is very tight on there, but you can turn it, kind of work it loose, and then it'll pop off. So show you guys what that looks like now. So you can see two prongs. So we're going to plug our cord into that and then route our cord down and out to the front of the truck. So the prongs are on an angle, so our cord is going to go in like this. It's not going to go straight down the block. It's going to be on kind of an angle. So I'm going to reach through there and see if I can get this plugged in. Definitely feels like we got it plugged in. Right in there, make sure that we're up all the way. So you can see there that we've got it plugged in now. The cord's all the way up flush against the block heater, so there's only two prongs, so it won't plug in if you don't have the two prongs lined up. I just kind of felt around until I felt the prongs kind of go in place, and just put a little pressure on it, and it popped right in. So now we're going to take our threaded ring, put it up on there, tighten it down. So that tightened on nice and easy. I got it down as tight as I could get it by hand. There's no pressure on this. We're going to use some zip ties to secure this cord, so it shouldn't be moving around, and should be no issue with it coming loose or anything like that. Alright, so now we're going to route the cord to where it goes through, and we're going to try to bring it out kind of in the factory location where the factory block heater would come out. So the biggest difference between getting an aftermarket one like we got and the Mopar block heater cord, the Mopar cord is going to come with all of it's going to be inside some wire loom. It's going to have all the clips to attach where it attaches from the factory, but it's also about 3 times as much as this one. So You know, I'm not super concerned about that. The reviews on this particular block heater were perfect. 5-star reviews across the board. Everybody was happy with it, so I think it's going to work out just fine. I'm going to come in here and route it down. I want to, obviously you don't want it to be in the way of your oil filter, so we'll probably secure it down here to this wire loom that goes up, and then we'll come across back through here and out through the front bumper. Alright, so I've got the cord routed down. I went kind of along the AC lines. I went underneath. I went up along the frame and then pushed it out through the opening out through the front bumper. We'll show that in a minute. But right now I want to secure this to this wire loom, and then we'll go underneath and secure it up to the front. Okay, so I've got it secured along this wire loom here. Made sure it's not touching anything. Secured it there because, like I said, I really want it to stay. I don't want it to get in the way of changing the oil filter. So we're going to try to keep it down and out of the way as much as we can there. And you see it kind of runs real nice along where the AC lines are. So we'll go underneath and we'll tie this off under there. So now we're underneath. You can see we got our cord here. So it runs real nice right along those AC lines. So I'm going to come up here and we're going to secure it right there. And then it runs forward. You see the cord there. Runs forward there. Really hard to get a good angle on video, but it basically runs right along the top of the frame. Alright, so when you're all done routing it around, you'll end up with about this much cord out, hanging out the front. So we're just going to kind of wind this up, and I'm going to secure it up inside behind the front bumper up here where the factory location is. So it'll be kind of tucked up in here from the factory. There's a clip, there's a little hole for a clip up there, so that's where it's going to be. A lot of guys put a plug adapter right here, so they can just open it up and plug it in. This is not something that we're going to use that frequently, so I'm just going to go ahead and secure it up here in the factory location, and then we'll just pull it out and plug it in when need be. This does come with a plug cover, so it doesn't show that it has a plug cover on the Amazon listing. It just shows the cord like that, so I actually purchased a plug cover, so now I have 2 plug covers. So here's how I tied it up. Let's see if we can get a look in there. There we go. So it comes through right by the AC, and then I just use the holes that were already in there for the factory harness. Tied it up, doubled it back, and just doubled back over top of itself and tied it up. And then we've got our cord. So cord's just going to be kind of right here. So, you know, not a big deal to pull that down, plug it in. Again, you know, if we lived in a super cold climate and was going to be using this all the time, I might do the plug port down here just for convenience to flip it up and plug it in. But honestly, I mean, that's not a big deal to reach up in there and grab that and plug it in. So that's it. I mean, we routed it right back through here. You know, it's dark back in there, it's hard to see, but it's basically around top of the frame. Zip tied in a few places, not super tight. I didn't want to have it zip tied tight against anything, so left a little bit of play in there so it's not pulled super tight, and just tied it up off everything so it doesn't rub through or anything like that while we're traveling. All right, there you have it. 1 block heater cord installed. May have been easier to pull that air filter tubing out of the way. I'm not sure. It wasn't hard to do, but definitely just awkward reaching up in there and getting that all plugged in. Routing the cord and getting it secured and tied up is probably the hardest part, to find a good place to tie everything so it's not, you don't want it pulled tight against anything to to where it could possibly rub through or something like that. So just find a good place to secure it all. But I will say that for being, you know, a third of the price of the Mopar one, it seems like it's going to work out just fine. I mean, I don't see any issue with it. You know, you could always buy some wire loom if you felt better about having inside some wire loom for a little extra protection.
Yeah.
You could do that. So, you know, whatever you're comfortable with, but regardless, it's in. We did not have to take out the air filter box. You know, if you're doing this when you're doing your oil change, it would be really easy because you have a wide open access in there with that filter out of the way. So that's it. I think that pretty much wraps up all the service that we're going to do on the truck for now. So, you know, we're ready for some cold weather.
Yep.
Ready for some cold weather?
Yes.
All right, man. All right, guys, we appreciate you watching. We'll catch you guys down the road.
And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And follow us on Instagram and Pinterest and Facebook at GP Outdoors. Bye, guys.